Hello, I am Gabriel Dirksen, and this is my program completion timeline for my ePortfolio. Becoming an educator and my education background. Becoming a teacher, I had a fifth grade teacher inspire me to be a teacher. His name was Mr. Wilson. He taught fifth grade math and science at Sterling Grade School, where I attended grade school. He is a mentor in my life. He taught me in elementary, and he was a high school basketball coach also. So I followed him all through my education. Once we left grade school, I met back up with him in high school and be my basketball coach. He also was my FCA leader, Fellowship of Christian Athletes, and he was just a huge mentor in my life and showed me the positive side of education and that you can have a positive impact on kids and education. My father is a teacher. He was a sixth grade teacher, and then he became a principal, and then he became a superintendent, and he is currently the superintendent at Dodge City Schools. He used to be at Sterling, and he had just recently took a role as a superintendent in Dodge. My mom has been a special education teacher. She started later in life. Once me and the other us 5 kids were raised, she started her education career, and she's a special education teacher in Dodge. I have sisters who are teachers in Dodge, 2 of them, and so I just grew up around education, saw the positive impact people can have, and I want to continue that because with COVID, I think there's a lot of negativity around education, and a lot of people are dropping out of it. There's more jobs available now than ever, and the administrative side and the teaching side. So I just see the positive impact that is needed to be made in education. Teaching experience. I have taught 5th and 6th grade math and science at La Crosse Elementary for 8 years. This is my only position. This is where I got hired out of college, and I have planted roots here, and I've stayed here, and I really enjoy my time spent here at La Crosse Elementary and being a Leopard. Extracurricular activities. I have paid extracurriculars for coaching football and basketball. The last 2 years, I recently handed off basketball to my wife. She now does basketball and track, but I am still the middle school football head coach. I love coaching football dearly. I played in college at Sterling College, and so that is something I'm very passionate about. I am a DLT member for the KISA process to get schools accredited. I am a Teachers Association president for the Rush County Teachers Association. That's just something within our district that we do to give the teachers a voice, and I ran for the president position, and that is something I am at. That's just a volunteer position, which puts me as negotiations leader, so I have to negotiate with our board at the end of the year for the teachers' bylaws for the future. I am a father of 2. That keeps me pretty busy in the extracurricular activities. In my free time, I enjoy being outside hunting and fishing. Becoming a school leader, being an administrator is something I have always inspired to do. I have not, like when I became a teacher, I did not see me retiring as a teacher in a classroom. I see me as a bigger role, inspiring teachers to be better, having a bigger role and seeing more kids throughout the day. Just something that as the whole picture of me going through education is something that I just see me being an administrator. Just something that I am inspired to do. So, starting in 2014 is when I graduated from Sterling College. As I took my first teaching job here at La Crosse in USD 395, Mr. Bill Keeley hired me, and I'm teaching 5th and 6th grade math and science. I split my department role. 2019, I started my master's class, read about the ePortfolio, and I started my administration degree. 2 kids kind of made me prolong it, and I've kind of put it off, but now we are full head of steam here to graduate in May. 2026 is my goal to be an administrator, start actively searching for jobs in administration by then. I have completed this degree and passed my praxis, and so that is something like in the near 3 years future that I aspire to be. 2060, somewhere around there, I would say retire. That would put me a little older. It put me at 70, but I want to stay in education as long as I feel my role is effective. I just think as long as I can do it, that's something I want to do. My other end goal is I want to retire as a bus driver. I think that would be fun to do. Also, once I retire, just come back and be that fun old guy that drives buses around and have kids start their day off and end their day off with a fun, positive role model. That's something I want to do. So if I can't make it to 2060, I will be a bus driver. So my education, I just a family of educators. Teaching as a senior project is when I first was introduced to education. I did a mock kind of mini lessons in a third grade classroom for my senior project of how I can affect my community, and I did a project about that. That's when I really got interested in teaching and then pursued it in college. I graduated from Sterling College in 2014 with my elementary education degree. I just knew I wanted to be an administrator. Once I started teaching, I didn't see myself finishing in the classroom. My ePortfolio, just my dad pushed me to start my master's degree, and I just jumped into the program. That was back when Blackboard was the main source of the program before Google. Didn't really look at my portfolio till I took the practicum. So, I mean, I was kind of behind the 8 ball when I started, but I just read through it. But just completing the coursework from class to class kept me busy enough, and I didn't really feel like with coaching basketball back then and football, I just didn't have a lot of spare time to give to the program that it needed. But then I had kids and I had to push the portfolio back. But I am finishing this spring and I am full steam ahead and getting my life sorted out and putting the attention to this. The classes and the course work through Fort Hays. I only took classes during the fall and the spring. I knew I was going to take longer to graduate to begin with. I just had to stretch the courses out because I didn't want to overload myself, and I wanted to leave time for my family in the summer. I help our family farm with harvest. I run the grain cart, and I work at the summer job I have. I mow and I weed eat for the city of La Crosse. And so that's kind of my timeline for education, and thank you for watching my program completion timeline.